that this video is about tips and advice for the 11 plus exam. Let's just get started now. Tip 1 is to take part in tuitions that could help you on subjects that you struggle on. So don't unnecessarily take tuitions. Also, if you're struggling on a subject and your parents can easily support you with that, don't spend your money on tuitions, just get help from your parents. Tip 2 is to use the links in the description box that helped me a lot. The softwares that I used were Bond Online and Atom Learning. They're not free though, but you have to pay a monthly or annual subscription. But still, I think it's worth it because I passed using those. Tip 3 is very similar to tip 2, but instead it's with something else. Oh, I don't have it. Okay, I guess I have to do some magic then. Abracadabra. Okay, here are the books. So, the first one, I can understand that these are backwards. So, I can understand if you're confused by what they say. But the first one here says, Maths for revision and for practice and revision, book 1. Yes, this book is a part of a series of 5 books. And this is, like it said, book 1. This book teaches decimals, fractions and percentages. So this book mainly teaches parts of a number. And the writer of this book is Peter Robson. Okay, going on with the next book, we have, I'm pretty sure you must know this, is Bond. Bond 11 plus maths assessment papers. I'm pretty sure you know this one and you should probably take part in all of them, but like I said before, mainly take part in the subjects you struggle on. Next up is what you see, Mental Arithmetic 6 by Schoolfield and Sims. But I'm trying to say, don't only do mental arithmetic. Do also Schoolfield and Sims books, because even though mental arithmetic is useful for the 11 plus, it's not 100% designed for it. There is actually a book made by Schoolfield and Sims where each paper has 100 questions, and that is designed for the 11 plus. What I'm saying is, if any book seems like SATS level or 11 plus level, use it, and especially from Schoolfield and Sims. Next up, you must know, everybody should know, is Coordination Group Publication Books, also more commonly known as CGB. I'm pretty sure I don't need to say anything about this because, like I mentioned earlier, almost everyone knows about CGB. And last but not least, we have GL Assessment 11 plus papers. This is the one I would recommend the most. I'll give you 3 seconds to guess why. Okay, have you guessed yet? If you need to, pause and try to guess. So the reason why you should use them the most is because GL Assessment is, surprise, surprise, none other than the writer for many 11 plus exam papers. And I'm not just joking for the mock ones, I'm also talking about the real ones, the legitimate ones. So I'm sure you should use this one the most. Reuse all your books and stuff. Don't carry on buying some, because I did not carry on buying books on and on and on. I instead reused the same books, and what do you say? I passed all 6 schools. Okay, now let's move on to, I understand that this tip was very short. Tip 5 is, this might throw you off a little, try to apply for many schools. I know this is something out of your hand, but maybe you should ask your parents to apply for many schools. There's actually a reason why I'm actually saying this. The reason is because when you take part in one school, you might not do so well. But when you take part in the next school, you could do well. The reason is because of this is, when you do the first exam, you sort of keep the experience and memory and then use it on the next exam. That's what's probably happening with you. And this also applies with the SATs. If you take 11 plus, the 11 plus, since the 11 plus and SATs are very similar in difficulty, then the SATs will feel very easy. I'm not joking. So tip 6 is to do lots of homework. I'm wondering what do you mean by that? Maybe you should ask your teacher for extra homework. My school allows you to ask for extra homework if you need it. So with that out of the way, now you can see what you do when you're in the 11 plus exam. So when you're in the 11 plus exam, try to calm down. Sometimes they give you an activity to do if it's a special time like Christmas. If you're taking a private school exam like Haberdashers, they might give you an activity. Although most of the time, the activity is not compulsory. So you could just clear your mind and just take a few breaths and basically do some sort of yoga and stuff without any stretching. Now let's move on. After the first paper, you might think it's easy. This happened to me once, but when I felt it was too easy, I felt cocky, and because of that, for maths, I started to fail and not do well. So what I'm saying is, don't feel overconfident when the 11 plus papers seem too easy. Number 3 is, after the exam finished but you think you did terribly, don't be too upset. Oh, that's so important, I'll repeat it again. Don't be too upset. The reason why you shouldn't be too upset is because this happened to me once as well. For one exam, I did terribly. But in the end, when the results came, I found out I just passed by 3 marks. Which was strange because I thought I was going to fail and actually cried after the exam. So with that out of the way, hope you can pass your exam. Also, we have content that could be useful for the 11 plus and both of the SATs, KS1 and KS2.